So chances are you've seen these tweets circulating the internet. Women on Twitter saying that Henry Cavill and Chris Bumstead have the perfect dad bods in their eyes, or that guys like this are considered to be a little chubby. Now, these specific posters are obviously just rage baiting everybody, and only an idiot like Alex Eubanks would actually fall for it.
I like both, but I think...
Which one is more aesthetic and appealing to your eye?
Well, probably dad bod.
You'd rather look at the dad bod than like...
Dad bod.
Really?
Dad bod. I mean, I'm not really bothered.
But there actually is a shred of truth within these tweets. You see, the thing is, for a lot of women, a decade ago a dad bod would have meant a dude with a beer belly, but now they're talking about Aquaman, or classic physique Mr. Olympia himself, Chris Bumstead, during his off-season.
Can you rate this guy's physique for me, then?
Can't see it.
And this reel just perfectly highlights the problem as well.
Would you prefer a gym bod or a dad bod? Would you prefer a gym bod or a dad bod? Would you prefer a fit bod or a dad bod?
Representing the dad bod is the best classic physique bodybuilder in the world, and representing the fit bod is a literal AI generated picture. And it's not just the women, okay? We can observe this phenomenon all over the gender spectrum. You see, many of you will be familiar with philanthropist, motivational speaker, political activist, and overall role model, Togi. You see, before Togi dedicated his life to gambling, taking recreational drugs, sleeping with women of the night, and actually being a philanthropist, that part wasn't a joke, shout out Togi. He blew up on TikTok for his workout edits where he would show himself taking literal grams of gear. And the guy looked massive back then, okay? Very obviously on performance enhancing drugs. Yet whenever you'd go to his comment section, all the top comments would be dudes swearing up and down that he looked natty. I'll just let that sink in for a second. This physique right here looks very natty achievable, according to the majority of his... You get it. I mean, the physique economy has gotten so bad that natural lifters with respectable physiques have had to clickbait their progress as quote-unquote trash to get some views. If this isn't a fitness industry recession indicator, I don't know what is. I mean, I literally had to resort to drawing stick figures on a screen to try and make it within this industry, because with my physique, I'd be getting absolutely nowhere. And we're seeing the effects of this in every corner of the industry. For example, back in 2016, Jeff Seid was big enough to compete at the Mr. Olympia in the men's physique division. Fast forward to 2024 and the men's physique competitors just straight up look like classic physique bodybuilders. Fake natties have also been forced to continuously push the envelope. I mean, just think of your average fake natty back in 2018. You're most likely thinking of David Lade or V-Shred, absolutely incredible physiques that now get dwarfed by 17-year-olds with 19-inch arms. To any aspiring fake natties, good luck competing with Geodude in the algorithm. Physique inflation is absolutely through the roof right now. If I had to hedge my bets on the fitness industry, I would be going all in on puts, because the bubble just has to burst. I'm talking 0 DTE options expiring faster than Greg Doucette's honesty, and most of it can be attributed to one thing: late stage capitalism. Okay, I'm not actually going full on tanky, but it is true. You see, to maximize profits, modern day social media algorithms are designed to hook people and absolutely fry their dopamine receptors to keep them on the platform for longer and longer each time. As a result, content has to constantly evolve, push the boundaries, and become more extreme just to hold your attention. Meaning that within the context of the fitness industry, the physiques we see have to become bigger and leaner as time goes on to compete for attention and likes within the algorithm. Just take a look at this reel.
Yo, what the hell even is social media? You see this, right? You're like 18 years old. That's really impressive. Oh, wow. And then...
This 18-year-old kid has absolute elite genetics, okay? He looks insane for an 18-year-old. Genuinely mind-boggling and most likely on some kind of performance-enhancing drug. You look at his physique and his age and you think to yourself, surely it can't get much better than this. Yet 2 scrolls later pops up a 19-year-old that somehow has an extra 30 pounds of muscle on his frame. Just look at the size of him. The kid is a monster, and you can immediately see how the algorithm and viewer interaction rewards this kind of escalation. Just take a look at the difference in likes. This kid is on a copious amount of steroids, and I genuinely fear for his health. And the way this is slowly but surely being normalized is truly making me fear for the future of this industry. We've already seen other teenagers hospitalize themselves due to using PEDs in the pursuit of social media clout. The most recent case being a 17-year-old called Logan Dishman. But before we get into that, just a quick word from today's sponsor, Cal.ai. Cal.ai is a food tracking app that actually makes logging your meals incredibly easy. With their flagship feature, the AI food scanner, you just simply take take a picture of your food, make sure all the ingredients are in frame, so watch out for those pesky bars of chocolate that may be hiding in your sandwich, and the AI will give you a rough estimation of all the calories and macros in said meal. This can be very useful for when you have no alternative way of measuring calories, like when you're at a restaurant for example, but just beware that depending on certain variables like how much cooking oil was used, the AI most likely will not be entirely accurate. You can luckily mitigate this though with their incredibly handy edit ingredients feature, which lets you add anything the AI can't see, like oil or sauces, so your scan is much more accurate. However, I'll personally always recommend to manually log your food whenever you can, because that will always be the most accurate method. Luckily, CalAI has an incredibly streamlined and intuitive food logger within their app, including a massive database with thousands of food items and a barcode scanner, which are both more accurate than MyFitnessPal, that make logging your food all the easier. I've actually been using CalAI myself recently for their manual food logger, and everything works seamlessly. It genuinely leaves nothing to be desired. To download the app, go to the App Store, Google Play Store, or simply click the link at the top of the description and make sure to use code STICK for a 3-day free trial. Now, let's get back into the video. So Logan Dishman blew up on TikTok for benching a little under 1,000 pounds while actually claiming natty earlier this year. He'd been making content for a while before that, and all of his lying combined with his copious amount of PED usage finally paid off as he ended up getting signed as a young LA athlete. However, shortly after that, Logan announced that he had been hospitalized after his heart stopped due to an infection caused by using a dirty steroid needle. The kid almost lost his life. And of course, one of the main reasons Logan gives for hopping on steroids at such a young age is body dysmorphia. These are very real consequences that we are seeing happen to these young kids due to rising social media pressures. They're all just constantly trying to one-up each other, and not just the algorithm but the fitness influencers themselves are enabling this behavior. One such example being Larry Wheels, who of course immediately took advantage of a young kid blasting steroids for content, I wonder where we've seen that before, and posted an hour-long video on his channel where he has Logan benching 815 pounds. Not only is he platforming and enabling young kids on copious amounts of steroids, but he's also having them perform wholly irresponsible and dangerous lifts that are simply career-altering injuries waiting to happen. This kid is literally wearing a slingshot to help him ego lift 815 pounds. Also, on the topic of Larry Wheels, he's really been on a streak recently. Aside from giving 17-year-olds who abuse copious amounts of steroids a platform, thus rewarding said behavior, he's also asking 15-year-old kids whether they have any plans of hopping on steroids in the future.
I did become enhanced at 17. Is that something that you're willing to do in the future?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Whatever it takes?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. That's the mindset I had.
What are we doing, man? Why is this being normalized? Why are we asking a 14-year-old child whether they plan on hopping on steroids in the future? I also think it's worth noting that only 8 months after this video, this 14-year-old kid, Eric English, went from looking like this to looking like this. I'll let you guys draw your own conclusions. However, the true victims of physique inflation are the actual natural lifters. You see, they can't just up their steroid dose to keep up with the ever-growing inflation. This has led to an outpouring of natural lifters coming out to talk about all the negative comments they get concerning their physiques. Take for example Mikhail Lewis, a natural lifter that has actually been really outspoken on the issue of physique inflation. He posted this reel.
Straight out of bed, this is the worst possible lighting, but you're looking at an elite natural physique.
And he's absolutely right, he has an elite natural physique. This guy looks better than 99% of all gym goers. You gotta keep in mind this is what his physique looks like with no pump, bad lighting, and absolutely no trickery when it comes to angles and Photoshop. Yet he's still met with countless of comments reprimanding him for calling his physique elite, and countless of comments saying his physique is achievable in only a couple of years. We're truly seeing mass delusion taking place right in front of our eyes. Or take a look at this guy, physique after 3 years of lifting 4 to 5 times a week. This is a pretty decent build. If this guy got leaner, obtained a pump, and took photos under some good lighting, he would look pretty good. Well, take a guess at what the comments looked like. And I have fallen victim to this as well. For example, Christopher over here called my 3-year physique transformation trash. And not mediocre, not alright, not mid, but actual trash. Not to sound like a broken record, but as many of you know, I'm under no delusion that I have an elite physique. However, my 3-year physique transformation is far from being trash. I would actually call it fairly respectable. Now, when I asked Christopher to show me his physique, as expected, it was crickets. He never replied, and even went as far as deleting his comments, so I initially couldn't find it. Luckily for me though, I had a sneaking suspicion this would happen and screenshotted this comment 3 months ago to use in this video. So Christopher, if you're watching this, I'm still waiting on that physique picture, but now am I making this video under the guise of public service just because I got my feelings hurt? Maybe. But all jokes aside, a concerning amount of young lifters are rapidly developing an insane amount of body dysmorphia due to physique inflation, and I genuinely don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. So to any natural lifters watching this, just remember that the fitness industry is rife with pharmacologically compromised individuals, that all these influencers only post themselves at their best with a pump and abusing angles and lighting, and that some of these influencers even go as far as photoshopping their physiques. Almost none of the stuff you see on social media is actually representative of reality. Anywho, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like and to subscribe. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe if you want to be notified of any future uploads, and I'll see all of you in the next video.